How would you segment the skills of backgammon? You talked a bit about the maths and the psychology.
So backgammon is largely a game of two things and one additional. So largely it's a game of pattern recognition. So if you see a position in front of you, you will have in your mind positions that you have studied and games that you have played, and you can recall those positions, adjust for the position in front of you, and then make a decision. What that means is you don't get any child prodigies at backgammon, because you need a library of positions in your brain before you're able to make effective decisions. Yeah? Secondly, it's a game of arithmetic. There's a huge amount of counting in backgammon, and if you're not very good at mental arithmetic, it's fine most of the time and you can still enjoy the game, but if you want to be a world-class player, you have to be pretty good at mental arithmetic. And
The counting.
thirdly, there's an element of psychology, because you're talking about a game where effectively betting is part of it, not directly when you're playing a match, but certainly if you're playing for money, there's a lot of psychology in backgammon, because people have a fear of losing, and they also have a fear of winning.
Can you think of really good players who, on the psychology side, have demonstrated unusual approaches or clever things that they've done?
It's not an unusual approach, it's the ability to apply pressure. Backgammon is a game of risk and reward, and every move and every decision has some risk and some reward. And you can, certainly with the doubling cube, and particularly when the doubling cube gets high, you can bluff. Yeah? There's a guy called Nat Ballard in the United States who famously said, in matches I will often redouble my opponent, which means the cube goes from 2 to 4, in the hope that he will pass, because once the cube gets to 4, then basically you're feeling the pressure immediately. And if you read your opponent correctly, people like Nat are very good at reading their opponents and knowing whether they will take or drop, irrespective of whether it is technically a take or a drop.